Welcome to this lesson on sound waves. Today, we are going to explore how trigonometry helps us model acoustic phenomena. We will see how the sine functions you learn in math class directly translate to the music and sounds you hear every day. First, let's understand what sound actually is. Sound is not just a wiggly line on a screen. It is a physical vibration traveling through the air. These vibrations create regions of high pressure, called compressions, and low pressure, called rarefactions. We can visualize these changing pressure levels using a graph. This is where trigonometry comes in. If we plot that air pressure over time for a pure musical tone, the shape we get is identical to the sine wave. This means we can use the sine function, y equals sine of x, to perfectly model sound waves. The oscillating pattern of the wave matches the oscillating pressure of the air. Let's look at the first property of our wave, amplitude. In our equation, amplitude is the height of the wave from its center line. In the real world of sound, amplitude corresponds to loudness or volume. A short wave with low amplitude sounds quiet. A tall wave with high amplitude sounds loud. The second key property is frequency. This is how many wave cycles happen in 1 second. We perceive frequency as pitch. A wave that wiggles slowly has a low frequency and creates a deep bass sound. A wave that wiggles very quickly has a high frequency and creates a high-pitched treble sound. Related to frequency is the period. Denoted by the letter T, the period is simply the amount of time it takes to complete exactly one full cycle of the wave. It is the mathematical inverse of frequency. If a wave is very fast, its period is very short. We can put this all together into a single mathematical equation. Y equals a times the sine of 2 pi times frequency times time. Here, A controls the volume and F controls the pitch. This simple formula allows computers and synthesizers to generate any pure tone you can imagine. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine a low note played on a bass guitar or a tuba. The frequency might be around 60 Hz. The wave looks long and stretched out. The crests are far apart because the vibrations are slow. Now compare that to a high note, like a whistle. The frequency might be 880 Hz. The wave looks scrunchy and fast. There are many more cycles packed into the same amount of time because the air is vibrating much faster. To summarize, amplitude controls loudness. Frequency controls pitch. The period is the time for one cycle, and the sine wave is the perfect tool for modeling these sounds. So next time you listen to music, remember, you are actually listening to trigonometry in action.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.